Good day, everyone, and welcome. Just a reminder of disclosure, and all our videos are for educational purpose only. Finally, we got straightened up and we're going long, and we have a position long on the ES, position long on the NASDAQ, position long on the ES, and we have a little problem now. Everything is lining up, but we have a little problem on the ES 6,300. This is a really important number to cross it. The system from the market analyzer estimating 6,306, but there is a long way home because we have a lot of resistance on the way. So we hope that the ES able to break those resistance. So there is not, if you are auto trading, doesn't matter what auto trade you are using, you're not going straight forward with your position long. So if you're auto trade trying to activate a long trade, you have to be patient on it, and it's not going direct to the profit for you. You need to be a little bit patient. However, the NASDAQ looking much better today because it managed to cross all the resistance, and now it is like the target on the NASDAQ for the morning session from the market analyzer. The estimation target is 2316, and I think, no, we have an ES trade. Actually, no, we have a NASDAQ. This is coming from the market analyzer, the one above, and the target usually are different between a trade and a trade, depends on the market movement. It's not like fixed target. It is depend on the market movement. And the estimation target on that auto trade is 2318, and on the chart is 2317 because we set the auto trade on the bar closed. So this is what happening with the NASDAQ. And then today is a Friday. We're gonna hit the institutional numbers around 11 o'clock Eastern time. And the first target on the institutional number, it is 2352. So when you are auto trading, you need to keep your eye, despite what type of an auto trade you have, you need to see the NASDAQ and the ES are in sequence. At the moment, if we just magnify what's going on the ES is really having a problem with a resistance at 62.96. So always, when you are auto trading, please do not close your eye to your ES, whether you are trading the ES or you're not trading the ES. Because right now we have a clearance on the NASDAQ, and we need to go up to this target, but also we would like to see the ES going parallel with it. Few years ago, 10 years ago, we were when we were trading the ES, the NASDAQ and the YM follow blindly. Not anymore. The NASDAQ has become independent for the last few years. But still, when the ES hit key level, the NASDAQ stops. So maybe you don't see it. I've been doing this for 32 years, and maybe you don't see the connection between NASDAQ and ES, but there is connection between those two. Especially when there is a key point on the ES, you should not forget the ES is the 500, presenting the strongest 500 companies. So the key on the ES is there is a heavy resistance on the 6,300 level, which that if we are, as you see here, we have a swing trading and we are on 1,360 in that trade. It's not depend on the auto trade, it is depend on, it's not depend on your Nasdaq trade or your auto trade. It depends on the ES. If it's able to cross the key, he is struggling at the moment with that level, 6297, and the next bridge he has to cross is the 6,350. When you are auto trading the Nasdaq and you are in a profit and you're looking at the Nasdaq, it's actually clean all the way to the target plus to the institutional number. If we monitor here, it's gonna take a little time until we see what the ES able to break that level or not. How you can find out if it is able to break that number? By looking with a 6 different time frame, the buyers over the sellers, the market analyzer from 1 to 30 minutes all in a green, and some other indication here, it is also a green, indicating there is a strong trend and there is forward movement on the ES. And when you see the ES pulling back, does not mean you need to take a profit. What it is a pullback re-entry, which is an advantage. If you are auto trading, you can direct your auto trade to keep taking a trade long. I don't know about the others, but we have here on the auto trade where you can, if you see it change color, and you can do this, you can, or short only or long only, or you can leave it and the auto trade can find his way if you are using trailing stop loss, or if you have system in the background like we do, it closes itself. So at this moment, what we are waiting on the Nasdaq, everything fundamentally, the Nasdaq with the market analyzer, the buyers over the sellers, everything indicating long. And this is the confusion when you don't see the Nasdaq going up and you say, what the hell is going on here? My indicators saying it is long. My buyers over the sellers, everything is okay, because you're not looking at the whole picture. What we need to keep our eye on also the ES, despite you trade the ES or not, or if you only trade the ES, also you have to put the Nasdaq chart, whatever magic indicator you have under your sleeves, you need to make sure those two charts working in sequence parallel to each other, and especially you need to keep your eye on a level. Now, I have seen some levels on the cheap apps where those levels stays all day long on the same line, and then you come back the second morning and you will find that guy still trading levels from the day before. It's very important to get your level can be updated by itself and recalculate the market and plot new levels to you. What happened 30 minutes ago is not going to happen tomorrow or an hour from now. So when you need to put levels, because decisions are made on those levels, you cannot buy them from a used furniture store or from a supermarket on Sunday afternoon on a cheap app. What you need a professional FIPS to determine where is the problem in the market and where is the decision needs to be made. because the market, it is split between the strengths, the momentum in the market, the levels, the fibs, and then you need to identify the trend. So as we see right now, the ES is struggling. Look how many bars, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, there are many bars there trying to break that level. It is obvious, you can see it. It is trying to break that level and is not able to do that, which sometimes can drag the Nasdaq down with him, or vice versa. When the Nasdaq gets stuck on a hard resistance, there is a soft resistance and there is a hard resistance. So when the Nasdaq gets stuck on a hard resistance, then also can slow down your ES trade. The question is the best question. We've been in the public for 16 years. The best question, one of the gentlemen, when he talked to me on the phone, that was my best question I ever experienced. It is asking, in it, the Autotrade's supposed to figure it out? No, Autotrades cannot figure it out. You can use an IA, you can use any kind of smart system. An Autotrade cannot, no matter what kind of coding you put there, no matter thousands of coding you put in there, still a human. Let me simplify it for you. An airplane, Boeing 747, 737, whatever it is, practically they can fly by themselves and they can land by themselves. Practically they can do that. The technology is there for a passenger airplane to fly by itself, which can save millions of dollars to any airlines and can land by itself. The question is, which passenger with a right mind is going to jump on an airplane and knowing there is no pilot in there? So what I'm saying is, you can auto trade, but you are the captain on the ship and you are the pilot on your auto trade. So those are very important for you to manage. So you don't have time, but you want the money. Then buy yourself a container banana and sell them in front of your house. If you don't have time to watch the market, then you don't need to trade. You need the money, but you don't want to work for it. It doesn't work that way with the market. So it's okay to get away with it 10 minutes, 15 minutes, to keep your eye on it. It's okay to go ahead, take a nap for 30 minutes. It's okay to have a dinner with your wife and come back to your computer. But you cannot just go on a honeymoon and leave your auto trade trading by itself. So this is the question. So now we cross this problem with the fib, and you can see now we are on the last puzzle here. If that's what I was talking about, the fibs has to adapt to the market movement, and they need to recalculate constantly. If you notice right now, the ES has recalculated the new fibs, a new level and a new resistance. If you go back to the video, you see it was not a hard resistance, but now it become another hard resistance on the ES. So this is really important. Your fibs always recalculating the market movement, which sadly you see a bunch of kids that were born yesterday, they go and humiliate themselves, and they have no idea what they are doing with the trading, which I have seen so many of them, especially in Europe. They are, after 3 days, they went off the channel and they closed it. So, and if you notice right now, the Nasdaq is climbing to our target, as we say this morning, and now the ES is going head to head to push that bridge, break that bridge, and climb to that target 6306. Here it is. And then we will have on the chart plotting where is the institutional number coming, where profit will be taken from target 1 and target 2. Usually those are by 11 o'clock. If we want to simplify what's going on in the market, this is from the market analyzer. This is from the market analyzer. On the market analyzer, you have 5 different auto trades on that. So if we want to simplify or look at the market in a simple manner, we don't want all the gadget. It is just trying to watch where are the fib and where are the signals on the fib, where it telling you exactly where you can take a profit by itself. It's telling you where it's going short, and it's telling you where to go long, and it's telling you where to take a profit. As we see here, we simplify that. We can see where is this resistance at, and we can see how the NASDAQ is trying to go head to head with the 22,997. It all depends on the ES, because if this ES cross this one here, trying to cross the third bridge for today, this one here will be crossed, target will be hit, and now we will start looking for the institutional number, profit taken by 11 o'clock on target 1 and target 2. And those are, once you hit the target 1, target 2, the market stay on idle from 30 to 45 minutes. The market stay between target 1 and target 2. So this is a really important, is to understand we don't need to teach price action. What we need to teach how to manage any type of an auto trade, whether it's from us or with your luck you got stuck and you paid a lot of money for an ATR auto trade or momentum or one of those junks. They've been around for the last 30 years. They only tweaked the indicators. They've been around for 30 years, that they've just been tweaked and retweaked and retweaked, but the basic indicators are still the same. 30 years ago, nothing has changed. So as we see here on a clear picture, that now the ES is trying to tangle this heavy resistance, and the NASDAQ wants to fly, waiting on the ES to start penetrate this resistance. So when we are under the resistance, we can see how strong that trend is, and it is from 1 to 30 minutes, from 1 to 30 minutes. The buyers over sellers with a 6 different time frame, and there is an indication telling you how strong. I don't want to go through details, but at this moment, the ES is really struggling. We need some buyers to push this ES above those levels in order for this NASDAQ to reach the target. So now it's trying, and look, when it's trying the ES to break that level, the NASDAQ is flying to the 22,997. So whether you are auto trading, swing trading, or scalping, or any kind of auto trade, you are aware where you are on that trade, and that's why God give us a little brain so we can determine if we want to cash in. On a Friday, you have to be a little bit conservative, because Friday trades always stay with you on the weekend. Because if you make mistakes on a Friday, you sit with your family on the weekend. We all experience this, and you say, damn, I did this. What I was thinking, why I didn't do this. So on a Friday, if you can manage to be in the plus, whether it's $100, $1,000, it depends on your size account, depends on your knowledge and all this. And then when you see profit, take it and run as fast as you can, and enjoy your weekend. Don't get aggressive on Friday. Stay in positive. And once you see positive money, cash in, because if you stay aggressive or you make mistake, it's gonna go with you on the weekend. And there is tricks for Friday how you can auto trade on a Friday. So as we see right now, the ES is really trying to push that bridge, this resistance, and now he's climbing to the second challenge, third challenge actually for today is the 6307, and already the Nasdaq responding with it. Not your auto trade, not your template, not your time frame. It is the Nasdaq responding with the ES, because the ES is managing to cross that wall and is going to start tango with the second bridge or the third bridge for today. The market is in pieces, in bridges. You cannot just say, well, I'm trading the Nasdaq. You have to understand how to cross one bridge at the time. You have to understand where there is a problems, and you need to manage to take a profit, whether it's $100, $10, $1,000, doesn't matter. Today is Friday. I don't want to deal with it in my head on the weekends and has impact on your family or your loved ones or your friends. As we see, the market is strong. The market is strong with the trending, but there are many bridges on the ES where the Nasdaq is very clear. Once we cross this bridge, we are now, the auto trade has extended the target. The estimated, look, the estimated by itself is 23,030. Now, if the trend gets stronger, the target moves by itself and go ahead and extend the target automatically. You don't have to do anything with it. So, as we see right now, the bridge we are crossing is 6305 on the ES. Once we finish with this, we hit the jackpot at 6307. And until now, we do not have calculation. We do not have calculation for the institutional numbers. Has not been plotted on the ES yet, but it has been done on the Nasdaq, which we'll go back to it once we hit the target, and we will see what is the calculation for the institutional numbers, the morning numbers. At this moment, the ES is still for the institutional target is still to the short side. So because we have not yet crossed all the walls, so until now we don't have the long institutional number on the ES, but we have it on the Nasdaq. So if we look at this clear picture here, we can see exactly where is this resistance 22,997, 22,997. If this one wants to cross or not, we can see from the ES is struggling with the 6305, and they both has to cross it. Once the ES cross it, the Nasdaq is flying to this target. If the ES fell to cross the 6305, he's going to drag the Nasdaq down with him. So they have to be in sequence, and once we come to this bridge or come to the resistance, we can determine how strong is the buyers over the sellers. We can see the market analyzer, and then we can see how strong it is, and now we can see the institutional number. The target on this auto trade is 23,028, has went up 1 point. But the institutional number is 23,053, and those institutional numbers, they will hit around 11 o'clock plus minus 5-10 minutes. The second target on the institutional number is 23,100. And once we climb to this, right now we are 10:27, we have 33 minutes to climb to the last numbers, and it all depends on the ES if it can keep going up parallel with it, so we can determine if we are going to hit the first target institutional, or we are able to hit the second target, which is the final one for the morning session. Target 1, target 2, and target 3 is for the afternoon session. There is only 3 target, and the target 3, it is for the afternoon session. So as we see right now, the Nasdaq is on a standby and is trying to cross it, and now the ES trying to cross this one here, and they need to work parallel. Otherwise, this breakout is not good to take a trade, because I hear some people trying to say I take a trade on the breakout. The breakout can be profitable if the ES and the Nasdaq are in sequence. But when you are taking a breakout trade, manual, auto trade, you are looking at the market from one eye, and then the breakout can be disaster. So you have to be very careful. There is rules how to do the reversal, breakout. There is rules for everything. So as we see right now, the Nasdaq is sitting on that level, waiting on the ES to start breaking that line, and that's why it wants to get up as fast as it can be and fly up to the 23, and we are waiting on the ES to start crossing that line. So we are holding, which it will cross that line, not unless if we have some kind of bad news on the television or something, but eventually it will, because look, is pulling back, there is a heavy support, and is dragging the Nasdaq with him. So there is nothing wrong with your auto trade. And now on your auto trade, you have 4,200, 4,300 on the ES27, on the CL. That's fine. This is something for you to say, I don't want to deal with it. I want to take a profit. It's a Friday. I want to get the hell out of there and enjoy my weekend. Or if you are a stubborn man, you can be sitting in the market for a little bit. If you are patient enough, you can stay longer enough. So as we see, the ES pulled back, and this is only pullback. Does not mean you have short. If you are auto trading ATRs, MACDs, that will give you the indication you are on short, which there is no short. There is a pullback re-entry. This is an opportunity for a trader has already cashed in to go back and find where is the re-entry and entry long, because there is no short. What is an ATR? It's just a stupid moving average. It's nothing. So any guy with a little light bulb can determine if it's below the moving average or above the moving average. So it's nothing special about putting all your eggs about some kind of small moving average or a momentum or a MACD. You need to look at the whole thing. So we are now crossing the 63.05, and if we look at the ES, is about to cross this 63.05, which is gonna bring the Nasdaq up to the target 23.038. Profit taken on this one here, at this moment, and we will make a decision once we climb to the 23038. We make a decision. We can extend it to the institutional number, or if we want to, we can keep it here and cash in right there. So we are waiting on the ES to go forward with the Nasdaq. So let's see what happened, and I'll put them on the side to see the bigger picture, and then we'll bring them back as an example. For the market analyzer, from the signal, this one here, it is 50 ticks in the profit is based on one contract. The Nasdaq is 200 ticks into profit based on one contract. I have two contracts, so it's double the amount, is 400 ticks. So this is based on one tick, one lot. So if you are only trading you can do that. You can decide which instruments you want to use. If you are trading one ES, one Nasdaq, one YM, forget the rest. You also can trade the micro account with it. So you have 48 ticks on the ES, couple hundred ticks on the Nasdaq, and 32 ticks on the YM based on one contract. So this is not bad at all. So we are waiting on those ES to cross, and then we'll continue talking. And now it's 10:33, and thanks God there is no breaking news somewhere spooking the market so far. So we will be keeping our eye on it, and wait until we see those two ES and Nasdaq crossing those fib lines. Thank you. You can see we finally taken off from those hard levels, and now the ES broke out from the last struggle, and now we are going to hit the 6311, 6311, and the re-entry point on the Nasdaq is 22978, and the re-entry on the ES is where the heavy support is 6303. So those are the re-entry point, and now we crossed it. The ES crossed that resistance, and now the Nasdaq is in ease. Now it's going up. A little pullback, don't let it worry you. don't panic and don't go short. Here is your re-entry on the ES 629950, 6,299. This is your re-entry, and this is your re-entry on the Nasdaq 22,971. The problem is, if you see here it's blinking, there is some people taking profit, or they are on a short trade. They are selling the ES, but this could be profit taking, and this is the re-entry. So you do not have short. This is, they spook you sometimes, and when there is nothing to be scared of, and you stay consistent long, technically you do not have short, only if there is some bad news coming out from somewhere. So if we notice here, this is where we told you the re-entry, and is supported by a heavy support area here. There is no way there is a short, only if there is a breaking news. Despite the selling, the market is strong enough, a little pullback, re-entry 6299, but you do not have short. You can take a profit. If you are on a swing trading, you can take a profit, but do not go short. It's not confirmed you have a short. It is a pullback re-entry, because when you see there is a blink in here, somebody tried to either cash in, take in a profit, or trying to go on a short. We see what happened with the Bitcoin, how many millions of dollars were lost, the ones they had short position, and they were forced to close their position to buy position. And that's what happened in the last couple days. Millions of dollars were lost because they were short in the Bitcoin. And here it is. And now the pullback re-entry, and look what happening, the market going up again. And you can see they try to push this market down, or taking a profit, whatever it is, or some bad news somewhere on the stock. I don't know. I don't have the privilege to sit down and dig for it, but the market is still strong to the long side, and you do not have short yet. The short, it will be all the way down to the 22,922. This is where this area confirmation to go short. At this moment, you don't have a short. We have a re-entry on the 6,299, and we have a re-entry on 22,968. So do not allow for your auto trade to take short. We're not your financial advisor. Do whatever you want, but what we see is a pullback re-entry. Maybe you see it differently. Help yourself, knock yourself out with a short. But for us, we don't see short. So it's a matter of opinion, you know. So let's see what happened.